guys, good to see you all again. We're going to do another project today. We are going to actually use magazine pages to create these really cool bowls. Isn't that awesome? So it's a three-dimensional bowl. It's not a flat piece of paper like this, even though it all started off like this. So we're going to take these flat two-dimensional sheets of magazine pages and turn them into a really cool bowl. Now I thought this would be fun to make because a lot of people have magazines at home. You could even use regular pieces of paper if you don't have magazine pages, but I would use colored paper if you have it. You could even use newspaper sheets. But the really cool thing about this is we're actually recycling, we're reusing, we're helping the planet as we make these. Now these bowls, these magazine bowls, these started in the country of Africa, where they were using like newspapers that they had or were donated to them to make these bowls. They actually rolled their paper and created bowls and then shipped them over to the US and sold them in trade stores. And the stores would sell the products and then give them a portion of the money to help send them to school and give them food. So that's where that all started. So our teachers started taking that and turning it into an art project with kids. And we made it a little bit easier by folding magazine pages or papers instead of having to roll it into like straw-like forms. So we actually fold it into strips. So let's get started. Okay, so to start this project, you're gonna need magazines, at least one or two. You are also gonna need tape, some kind of white glue that dries clear, or a Mod Podge if you have it. That works the best, and a rubber band. So you're going to need all of those things. Here's my rubber band for this project. So what I did was I tore out some magazine pages ahead of time. I have a lot of them here, and I do a lot of these. Now I like to find the pages that have a lot of color in them because they make really pretty bowls. And I like to use these really pretty pages at the end of my coil, because we're gonna be making a coil to start our bowl. So I'm gonna to begin this bowl, I'm gonna take a piece of paper. Now whatever side you want to show, you need to have that face down on the table, okay? So I want this side to show, this is really colorful. So I'm gonna put it face down. So the side you want to show, make sure is facing down, okay? Now I'm going to take the paper. You want it to have the long way or horizontally on the paper. I've got my tape in front of me, handy, see right there? And it works best if you have tape like this, dispenser, it's easier to grab, but if you don't, that's fine too. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the bottom, I'm gonna fold up to the top, and I'm gonna really crease it good. So the bottom to the top. Always fold from bottom to top. It's much easier than trying to pull your paper down this way. So up to top. Now once you fold in half, you're gonna open it up, and you're gonna fold it into the center on each side. So take the bottom and fold to the middle where the crease is. Crease it down once and then twice. Now you can do 2 folds or 3. I like to do 3 because it gives you a lot more of the different pages and colors. So I'm gonna fold it a 3rd time, but you can do it twice if you want. So there's that. Now I'm gonna turn it so I'm back to this again, and the highest point, like see how it's torn? The part that's the highest, line it up with the middle and then crease it and fold it again into the middle 2 or 3 times depending on what you did on the other side, but it's got to be the same every time. So I folded it 3 times. Once I get that, then I'm going to fold it in half and really crease it good. So there's my first strip for making my magazine bowl. Now I'm going to put that aside and then do another one. Okay, once again, I want this page to show, so I'm going to put that facing down, have it the long way, take the bottom, fold it up to the top. So see how my highest point matches the top. Open it up and fold it in. I did 3 folds, so I fold it 3 times into the center. 2, 3. Now I turn my paper, do the same thing on the other side. Fold it to the middle this time. Don't try to fold it over that. So they're going to be touching. They're going to give each other a kiss. And then I do my 3rd time, and then I fold it in half again. Now, once I have 2, I want them to be facing up. See how it kind of opens? See how this part opens up, and this is the bottom corner. So I want the open part facing up for right now. And I take my other strip And what I'm going to do, see how it's open? I'm going to set this one inside that one. You don't want to have it way out here because you're wasting all that magazine space. You want to have it towards the end. So I put it there, slide them inside. I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to tape it. Now if you can see how the tape is touching both papers. You don't want it to just be on one because then when you start to form a coil later, it might come right out because they're not attached. Sometimes it still does. So see, there's the tape and it's touching both. Now I'm just gonna keep doing that. Folding papers, take my next paper, I want this side to show. I guess they're both the same. Fold it in half. Once again, crease it, really good. Open it up and you'll have that crease line down the middle. Fold it in half, or fold it to the middle spot, I'm sorry, once, twice, and then 3 times. Now, if you do 3 folds, you gotta do 3 folds every time with every strip that you make on both sides. Has to always be the same. You can't like fold it twice one time and fold it 3 times another. So fold it a 3rd time. And then fold them. Remember, after you fold into the middle, then you fold it completely in half. Take the open side facing up. Take the open side of the strip you just started. Set it inside the strip, not wasting too much space. And then tape where they come together. Make sure that tape is on both sides. Okay, so now I've got like 3 strips right now. Now I'm going to start to roll mine into a coil. So what I do is I take one end and I'm just going to, see if you can see this. I'm folding it down and I'm rolling it around. See what's happening into a coil. So what I do once I get a little start on it, I'll hold it on the ends like this. So here's that coil. I hold these 2 ends and what I'm doing is I'm just starting to wrap it around. Now, just like this. See? So what you're doing is you're forming a coil. This is going to be a little bit of an oval, I think, but that's fine. And you really got to make sure you pull it tight with this hand right here as you're rolling it around. Now, sometimes those strips will come out and you have to retape them. So you don't need it to go too tight. And I want to make sure this is nice and even. I'm really holding on to it as I roll it into a coil. Okay? You see that coil so far? All the way around until you get to the end. Now I want to leave a little bit of a tail because I'm going to keep connecting strips to it. Oops. So now this is where I take my rubber band. Okay? And you need to get it because you want it to stay while you work and add more. So I take it this way. Now if you don't know how to do a ponytail, you're going to twist it while it's in your hand and wrap it around again. So now I can hold my coil in place while I add more strips. So I set that to the side and I grab my next piece of paper. Once again, the color you want is facing down. Fold it in half. Give it a good crease. Open it up. Once, twice, 3 times in the center. Turn your paper towards you, and then you do the same thing on the other side. Once, twice, 3 times to the center. So they're touching, and then fold them in half. Make a nice grip. Take the open part on your coil. See how it's facing up? Open part on this. Always have them going the same way. Don't flip that one that way and this one's up. Always the same. Put that right in there, inside that strip, and then tape it down just like before. You're going to keep repeating that process. So once you get a long strip off your coil, you're going to add it to the coil. So I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. And let me add another paper. Take that, put it down, fold it in half. Nice crease. Open it up, fold it to that middle part 3 times, because that's what I'm doing on my folds. Twice, 3 times, flip it, go the other way. Once, twice, 3 times. Fold it in half. Take that, open sides facing up, put it inside the other strip, and tape it down. Okay, so once you get, I like to keep adding on till I get like 7 or 8, but I'm just going to do it off these 3. I'm holding this coil with this hand, and I'm holding my strip so that the coil doesn't unravel. I'm taking the rubber band off, and I'm just going to roll it in now. And then always leave that tail if you're not done. Now, obviously, this isn't going to make a very big bowl. When you're looking at this, basically, you're looking at the bottom of the bowl. To create the bowl, once you're done, I'll show you soon, but you're going to be pushing it, see? So basically, this will be how wide your top is. So if it's really tiny, it's not going to be a very big bowl. It'll be super little, as you can see. So I'm going to keep adding to mine till it's the desired size that I want. Okay, so rubber band it, make sure the open part is up, and then just keep adding the strips. So I'll show you another way I do it, and then I'm going to go on ahead and make it. And then I'll show you how to do the bowl part. So I fold it in half, open it up, fold it to the middle. Always give it a really good crease by rubbing your finger along it. It's really important that you're folding this nice and tight so the bowl forms much easier. Flip it, and then go to the middle on the other side. Once, twice, 3 times. Okay, and then put it on there. Okay. Then I'm going to keep adding to this, and I'll show you once I get my coil the size I want it. I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so now I added my last bit of strips on. So I'm going to take my rubber band off while I hold the coil, and I'm going to wrap the rest around. So mine is a little bigger than the palm of my hand, but the bigger you make your coil, the larger your bowl is going to be. I was just going to do a small bowl today. So I get it right to the end, and I'm going to tape this piece down to the coil at the end. And I don't want a really big piece of tape because I don't want to wrap it around this way. I want it to go, see, it's just a little piece of tape just right here, and tape it down, okay? So there you go. That's the whole coil. Now we're going to form it into a bowl. I like to make sure the opened parts where, if you know, it's opened out is the bottom like that, so it's all nice and straight right here. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to take your thumbs and you're going to very carefully push down into the middle, and you can tip it up so you can see what's happening. See? But you got to be careful, because if you push it too much, you're gonna, you know, the whole thing's gonna fall apart, and you don't want it too skinny at the bottom. So then I can set it, and I can kind of look and kind of evenly push the sides up like that. How cool is that, guys? So you have a bowl made from magazine pages. Now, it's not going to stay like this if you don't do something to seal it. So we're just going to use glue, basically. I like to use this Mod Podge. It gives it like a clear, glossy varnish over top. But you can certainly use Elmer's glue. That will work just the same. It won't be quite as shiny as the Mod Podge is, though, because I have a gloss finish. There is a matte finish in the Mod Podge, but I like the gloss. So I just take a paintbrush, and I'm going to start by, you really want to get a lot of the glue, and you want to cover, see how I'm getting in all the cracks in between the strips of paper. Then I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to do the whole bottom and everything. Okay, now that is all finished. I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. So when this dries, it'll be a cool, clear bowl, and you'll see all the designs. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today, and we'll see you next week, guys. Bye. Have a great weekend.